And first I could not, like I scheduled it to record, but it wasn't doing it. So that was so weird.
Oh,
you did it this time. It's recording now.
Awesome.
All good.
Okay, we'll give a second. Everybody's jumping back on.
Yeah,
Sorry about that, y'all. Technical
No worries.
And everybody should be muted upon entry this time.
Oh, great. Okay.
So if you're not muted, Erin, I'm unmuting you. Hi, Erin.
Hey, how are y'all?
Fabulous. Okay, I'm just going through checking here real quick.
I'm so glad that you could join us, Erin, on this kind of impromptu scramble. Oh my gosh, can you talk about this amazing product?
Yeah.
I'm so glad that it worked. So thank you so much.
Hey, anytime I get all geeky about the microbiome, I'm in.
I love it.
We are super excited to learn how to pronounce some of the words in the first
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, don't hold me to it. How about that? Because now I might sweat. No.
Okay.
Walk through it. And really what I want you guys to know is that nobody has to be a big old nerd like me. You don't have to understand exactly what the microbiome does. You don't have to memorize these words, all that funky stuff, because I'm going to tell you some things that you should be looking for and how you can equip yourself to be able to sell these products essentially without really having to comprehend them to a T. They have a lot of resources, and I really feel like Plexus has set us up for some major success with this one. This is out of the ballpark, y'all.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited.
Erin is a nutrition health coach. Did I get that right, Erin? Is that the right title?
Yeah, there's a lot of titles. So it's Certified Integrative Nutrition Health Coach.
There we go. It's a big
So you can just call me health coach. That's fine.
And she's also one of our sideline sisters. A lot of y'all have heard her before, and she is amazing and super knowledgeable. And I love that you are so willing to jump on with us. So y'all, please, Erin is amazing in all parts. So I can't wait for her to share with you guys. Awesome.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate the warm intro for sure. And like I said, I just really want to introduce you guys to these products without feeling overwhelmed, because I know the majority of people don't care. They don't care. Will it work for me? That's the biggest question, right? Is it safe? What are some of the things I might be feeling? That's really, truly the meat and potatoes of what you'll want to know. And I'm going to kind of direct you, but I am going to give you a little bit of the science behind it because it is important, and it is a really, really big deal what Plexus has done for us here. So what I like to look at this new Slim, I call it an upgrade, right? Because there was nothing wrong with our old Slim. I personally lost over 30 pounds. I've maintained it for almost 3 years. This month is 3 years, you guys. That Slim was spot on. It did a lot for us. What this is like taking your iPhone, let's say iPhone 5, and putting it to a 7 Plus, right? Whole lot of differences between the camera and the battery and all that good stuff. So there was nothing wrong with your 5 when it was functioning well, but once it starts to get, to the point where you want a new is good, new is fun. And this new truly is a really remarkable upgrade. So I want you to be excited about this, number one, because I am. The geeky science nerd is excited. So I'm going to introduce you to a couple words. I want you to just jot them down as more like a bullet point, okay? Don't worry about studying them, but you're going to hear these buzzwords. So microbiome, gut health, right? We're pretty used to gut health with the triplex. Patent pending, clinical studies, and clinically proven, okay? These are big words because what this means to me is that we have a little bit more ground, a little bit more of a grip on that ground, a little bit more leg to stand on when someone's like, well, should I take this or not, right? We always feel like in network marketing, we're kind of fighting some of that stigma anyway. And I feel like some of these little words really are going to help you have a little bit of a leg up where it might tilt somebody's head, might get them to, oh, I'll ask that question. And maybe they'll bring it to their doctor or really highly consider it because they hear some of these words. In general, these are not marketing words where some other things, some other competitors like to milk the marketing words. These are legitimate words that doctors, medical professionals really should perk up about. So it's exciting, y'all. Okay, what you need to know about your microbiome. We've probably heard it before because we've talked about gut health with the triplex. We know that that's a really big deal. What you want to look at your microbiome like is like the farm, okay? It's the farm that's going on in your gut, in your GI tract, your colon, all that good stuff down there. It's actually the very first place in your body where the outside world meets the inside, okay? It's the very first place where it is semi-permeable. It's supposed to be that way. So if you can picture with me, let's go with like a field of wildflowers. I live in Texas, I live in Dallas, and we're very familiar with lots of wildflowers out here. So you'll see the big white lacy ones, you'll see the pretty yellow ones, you got those short little blue bonnets, and you got some red ones, right? Whole bunch of different variety. That truly is what your microbiome, your gut, should look like. It should be varied strains. They should be pretty tight together. It should be really nice and full. Because the more full it is, the more chance you have to catch nutrients, okay? So those flowers are these little guys right here. Those are called flora, just like a flower would be. That's the good stuff in your gut that is catching the nutrients and transporting it to the rest of the body. It also helps make some vitamins. So it's a really big deal that these are big and strong and close together and really good, right? So if we let gaps start to fill in between those flowers, what happens? You get weeds, okay? We're gonna look at weeds as the bad bacteria. And you are more genetically composed of bad bacteria and bacteria in general in your gut by like 10 to 1. You are more like foreign germs, I'm gonna call them, in your gut than you are human DNA, okay? Take that. So you've got to control and take care of as much of that environment as possible. We want it tight together so that they catch all the good nutrients, because the further apart they get, we can introduce something. I'm going to try and stay fairly compliant here, but this really is legit. Leaky gut. This is what goes in between. When you allow some of those toxins that are trying to leave the body, when they get by and those weeds start to sprout up, it's the bad stuff, right? We want to preserve it and keep it a really nice little flower patch there. Enter the new Slim, okay? Prebiotics are like the fertilizer to these flowers. So what happens when you add Miracle-Gro to flowers? You get them bigger, more foliage, more greener, more flowers, more fruits, all that good stuff, right? Because eventually, if you just took a flower and you watered it with just water, you are making the ground deficient of nutrients. So we call these microbes. When those microbes tend to leave the earth in that dirt where they don't have the nutrients anymore, your plants are not getting as much as they need to sprout and be big and tall and strong. Same thing with your plants outside. You can really relate to this when you see it happening to your flowers. Okay, so same thing. So what do we do to make those plants big and strong? We add food, fertilizer, all sorts of good stuff. Maybe you're even using compost, right? Yay for you. So these prebiotics that are now in Slim, this is the biggest addition to this new formula, okay? So XOS, if you want to look at it like hugs and kisses. If you watch that reveal, I was at the reveal party live, so I got to see Ame darling, do the little XOS dance. Hilarious. But really, I love that she called it hugs and kisses, because I think that's something easy to remember. So when you're trying to think about the type of prebiotics that are in this, XOS, just think hugs and kisses, okay? This is a big deal because this particular strain of prebiotics, and prebiotics, like I said, they're like the food, the fertilizer to the probiotics, which are those plants, okay? So this will never outdo probio. This is made to work as a companion, okay? XOS, though, has been proven. This is where the science comes in, y'all. This has been proven to facilitate more good bacterial growth than bad. Several other competitors use prebiotics. I'm not going to go into and bashing which they are. If you need to private message me, maybe you could do that, or I'll get that to Terry John and Jenny. But there are other companies out there that are highly competitive with us who are using prebiotics. So where would we differ? Okay. This is where I want you to look into it if you care. But what I'm going to tell you is XOS facilitates the growth of the good bacteria, not the bad. Other prebiotics, some of the misconceptions with them is that they will do the same, and that's not true. They also help the bad grow. So even if you went and sprayed Miracle-Gro over your whole beautiful yard, If you have some weeds out there, chances are they're going to grow too. They are. And yes, you can yank them out, but it's not that easy in the gut. Okay. Which is why we have ProBio, right? Because our secret weapon there is we've got the probiotics, planting good seeds. We've got the prebiotics, feeding them so they grow big and strong. We also have those enzymes though. And those enzymes are what help break down the bad stuff and shoo it out. Okay. So always stick with this triplex, y'all. Do not feel like somebody's going to be like, because that's one of the first questions I've actually been getting. So do I not need ProBio anymore? You 1,000% do. In fact, they work better together. This is not a case, like I think I've talked about this before with other products. This is not a case where 1 + 1 is 2. 1 + 1 is like 6. Okay. So you want them together. That's how they work. They are companions. Okay. Another thing I want to point you to is this little dandy thing here. Okay. You guys see that? That's what came in the action pack. These new brochures. It's also available as a digital download for those who haven't gotten it yet. So you're welcome to share this. I want you, for people who are not product nerds like me, I want you to read this, y'all. These are bullet point, very easy action or very easy talking points through here. Okay. You don't have to know how to pronounce lactobacillus and bifidobacterium, but I want you to know some of these numbers and what they mean. Okay, so that XOS has been proven to raise these numbers. You've got the lactobacillus by 365%, and the, times, not percent. And then the bifidobacterium by 290 times. And then now our new favorite word, which is Akkermansia. Can everybody say that? Akkermansia. And these 3 probiotics are what you want to grow to help facilitate just really overall good health, okay? But they're also going to help sustain the immune system because over 70% of your immune system is found in your gut. Like I said, that's the very first place in your body where the outside world meets the inside. And so if we have gaps within our flowers and the bad stuff gets in between and the weeds get in between, it is now permeating your GI tract into your immune system, basically. Your immune system will fight with everything in you to avoid that. It wants it out. And that's where autoimmune conditions come in. That's where allergies come in. Sometimes migraines. Maybe it's just bloating. There's over 200 symptoms related to poor gut health. That's what I want you to know. 200 symptoms. So chances are, if somebody has a mood disorder, if somebody has an autoimmune condition, if somebody's having some seasonal effects, some of those little things that are piping up right now, even skin conditions, y'all. Generally, those are caused symptomatically by things that are exasperating in the gut, things that are fermenting, things that are getting by. Those are things that we can start to help break down. So does it cure people? No, it doesn't. Don't ever anticipate a cure. But if we can suppress symptoms so much that these people feel better, I guarantee their quality of life raises. That's a really huge thing for a very little dollar amount, right? It's going to be way less than it is going to the doctor, way less than those prescriptions. And things like prescriptions, things like steroids, anti-inflammatory, so NSAIDs, which are ibuprofen, even proton pump inhibitors like Zantac and Prilosec. These things can all start to break down the flowers in your gut. If those flowers mow down, if they're kind of flat like that, you're not absorbing nutrients. I don't care what kind of an athlete you are. I don't care how clean of a diet you have. If you don't have good old pretty flowers in your gut, you're not absorbing everything that you're eating. You're not getting the nutrients you need. Okay. And it is extremely, extremely common. Like 80 to 90% of Americans are actually nutrient deficient. Okay. So gut health is the very forefront of where medicine is. Microbiome, that's a buzzword you're going to hear more and more and more. You're going to hear more about probiotics and prebiotics as the time goes on, because these make a big difference in the world when you've got 200 symptoms related to things that can happen there. Okay. Let me catch up through my notes here and see what we've got. Okay. Slim is now patent pending because of this new formula, not because we have XOS exclusively. I have seen that posted around here. XOS is not exclusive to us. The formula of our previous Slim plus these additions, that is what is patent pending, you guys. So don't misnomer that or whatever. And Akkermansia is not a prebiotic. It is a probiotic. Okay. So the probiotics that we're really dealing with, like I said, go back to that brochure. Also, y'all, make a note. plexusslim.com. It is an informational only website. You have FAQs there. You have all sorts of videos, all the stuff that they want us to be able to share compliantly. Give that out to people. Make a very short message when you're talking to them about the new Slim, how excited you are, how much it tastes great, how easy it mixes with cold water, and then say, any more details you want, I want you to pop over to this website. Okay? That's simple. But for you personally, I think you guys should follow up and read through those FAQs. Understand, because people will come to you with questions. You have the power to answer most of these yourself. They really are not that bad. And most people do not want to know about acromencia. Most people don't know how to pronounce some of these things. They just want to know they're going to work. Okay? Let me see. Okay, so the lactobacillus, bifidobacterium, and acromencia, the reason we want to increase these is because they are directly related to that gut health, which is controlling a lot of our mood, which is controlling some of our weight management, right? Up or down, which is helping with sleep and all sorts of things that are related in those realms, because it is a cycle. It is something that works in a cascade. When you have your blood sugar balanced, right? We've talked about this with Slim for a long time, but when your blood sugar is balanced, you're getting to your insulin levels. Insulin helps regulate those hormones. So just straight up, when people are having some hormonal issues, gut health is the way to go, which is why we stick with the triplex for sure. Let me see here. Okay, a little about XOS, you guys, has been studied for years. It is newer studies. So I'm going to say I found one back as far as 2008. I also found another one in 2012. And I want to give you a little bit of a lowdown on these because I thought they were really just extraordinary, quite honestly. And I want you to understand it because I want people to know that they will be Googling if they, right? I keep seeing that one around. I want you to know some of the things they might run into, plus some of the questions they might raise. Raising that lactobacillus and bifidobacterium are a big deal because those particular help fight off like E. coli and salmonella. That's a big deal for people who get that food poisoning and even can help with diarrhea. So that's a big one. One of the studies, it was January of 2012. This is a study, it was peer reviewed and put in medical journals. So it's a big one, that they found that XOS was dramatic and safe to improve the bowel function in pregnant women. I have seen this tossed around in the FAQs, as well as what I want you to tell people. I want you to tell them to go to their doctor first. However, there is a study that you literally can cite, okay? So when the doctors are like, no, 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 you can't, I want you to tell them there's this study, January 2012, they took constipated pregnant women and showed that XOS was beneficial in helping them dramatically improve this. Why is this important to people in general, let alone pregnant women? Because you want to make sure that we are moving the toxins out of the body. We don't want them to have a chance to perforate into that autoimmune or into the immune system, to perforate back out of the gut. We want to get them out as much as we can. So constipation is not comfortable. It's not fun. And especially not when you're pregnant. Okay. So I'm not telling you it is safe for them. I'm just telling you there is a study out there. I want you to refer to it. And I want you to tell them, take this to your doctor. Okay. There's another one. It was in October of 2008. They did an 8-week study on type 2 diabetics. And this one was really good because it showed that the decline of the blood sugar levels, as well as the LDL, which is your bad cholesterol, it's been proven that XOS helps support that also. We do know that our Slim has been proven to do that anyway with the controlling of the blood sugar levels and all that good stuff. But I want you to know XOS just continuously helps support that even more. So people that you know that are type 1, type 2, controlling their blood sugar is a really big deal. Having extra support by way of making sure the gut is just ironclad, that's something that I think is really important for them to understand. Another little thing about XOS is it is actually naturally occurring in some foods. That I didn't know. You can find it in foods like milk, rice bran, and bamboo shoots. Who knew? Now you do. Okay. Okay, so here's for your cynical friends, because we're always going to have them, right? I want you to tell them, if you want to be a good skeptic, I want you to do research. And I don't mean Dr. Google. I want you to go to legit websites where you can actually cite ingredients, because the ingredients that Plexus uses have been around for centuries, most of them. Some of the ones that they have these studies on, it's very easy to find. Some of them, you just get a little research in there. It's no big deal. If you want to look that up, some of the websites that I like to use is pub, like the bar, PUB, med, med.gov. So pubmed.gov. That's usually my first resource for looking at specific ingredients, because they will cite things. They will even tell about the side effects sometimes, and maybe some things that have come up about it or that you want to look further into. And then another one that I like to use to find studies and find kind of layman's information about it too, because they'll kind of break it down, is the Wiley online library. Wiley is Wiley. And that's where you can just find a lot of studies and share some of that information. Pardon me. Okay, really cool stuff about XOS also. Sorry, these notes are all over the place. It does not require refrigeration. I have had 2 people already come to me saying that they take something, it's already got prebiotics, and they keep it in the refrigerator, and they enjoy it. I said, awesome. What kind is it? What blah, blah. You know, like I know to ask those questions. What I want you to tell people, though, is if it doesn't need to be in the fridge, just like we talk about our probiotic, what happens if you take something from the fridge and you put it in your warm mouth? It's going to warm up, right? And prebiotics, just like probiotics, are meant to die off. That's how they work. They leave behind microbes. We want those microbes all the way down in your gut, not in your mouth, not in your stomach for 2 hours. We want them in your lower GI. You want them in your colon. You want them in the places they're going to make sense to actually help populate, to help flourish. Okay, so when you take some of the cold stuff, it doesn't mean it's all bad. It just doesn't all survive the trip. Okay, and to me, I want something I'm taking and paying for to make the trip. I want it to survive as much as I can, to have the best opportunity to flourish and do what it's supposed to do. So there's one of your defenses when someone says, I already take a prebiotic. Also, very common with other prebiotics is that they lose potency when they get to the stomach. Just like I mentioned with the heat, when they get down to the stomach, you've got a couple hours worth of acid and bile and all sorts of stuff that the stomach is doing to actually protect you from these germs, to protect you from things that are going to invade you. It wants to kill them off. And so it doesn't always maintain its potency. So that is another common one with other prebiotics. Also with XOS, it's been proven to lower the pH in your GI tract to make it inhospitable to disease. And another word I want you to think of disease is dis-ease, which is an imbalance in the body. So that doesn't mean all of a sudden they break out with something crazy, but an imbalance in the body can start that domino effect, can do things that they're not going to enjoy, can really stack up over time, right? Because that's generally what happens. It's not necessarily people get sick overnight. You start with some bloating, and then now you're constipated, and you don't feel good, and now you have a mood problem, now you can't sleep, right? It's a domino effect. So just think of that long term. As much as we can kind of help keep that at bay, let's do that. I think I about covered all this stuff, you guys.
Okay, so
that's all I got.
I missed one of your last phrases, and you said XOS is proven to lower
pH. So to have, this was found in like the 30s.
Okay.
Not remember his name right now. It was basically one of the like Nobel Prize winners kind of a thing. You can look it up. There's a quote, but basically he said that to keep cancer away, to keep disease away, your body needs an alkaline and oxygenated environment, which is why we're so big on getting BioCleanse in there. It helps oxygenate. Your body wants to keep a pH alkaline anyway. But if more that we can help support it between foods, water, exercise, low stress, all the other good stuff, we still need help filling those gaps. That's where these supplements really come in. So look up that quote. I totally am blanking who had said it, but it was a really big deal, and it's been around for a long, long time.
Okay, so I know a lot has been going around, and it's been incorrect, that people have been saying Plexus Slim now increases your metabolism more.
No.
And that's not correct. It's the ingredient that you want to touch on that one a little bit?
Yeah. So really, and I also want to touch on how Plexus, I love my Plexus energy. Please stop saying that. Plexus does not give us energy. Plexus supports the balance inside our body, period. It's going to help with the ways that your body deals with the glucose, with the ways that your hormones are reacting, because that's affected by insulin, which controls the glucose. So they're all really just this domino effect. They work in a cascade. So talking about how metabolism is speeding up is not true. What we're doing is we're helping support good gut health. And the better our gut health, like I said, those flowers, you guys, the tighter those flowers are, the more efficient your system will run, because it has the opportunity to catch more nutrients. It is the opportunity to keep weeds out, right? If they're all strong and tight together like that, weeds can't grow in the cracks, which is weeds, you guys, is the excess yeast, is the bad stuff trying to leave the body. It needs to go out this route. That's the whole point of the GI, is to take a bowel movement and get it out. Right? We need to support that so that we are supporting what the body does. So plexus is helping support the immune system by way of a strong gut. All of that is really tied to how we're absorbing the nutrients, which is really some of the things that are affecting our metabolism. So if we have more of the good stuff growing, those are things that can help support weight loss, better mood, better sleep, all the good stuff that we always talk about. So it is supportive of what our body already does. It is not giving us any extra energy, everything. If you're taking other products that have caffeine, that's a different story, and it's still not actually giving you energy. It's actually, it's stimulating your adrenal glands, which give you energy. Sorry, I'm getting super nerdy.
Well, no, this is good stuff, because I say I love my plexus energy all the time. Yes. So I don't know. I know I love how I feel on it. So that's what I talk about. But I love
that's
that.
It. So it's just really, it's the way we say our words, because if we say, I love my plexus energy, people are like, oh, I don't like stimulants, I'm never going to look at it. So I realized that when people would come to me and they're like, oh, I can't do stimulants. I'm like, no, there's none in it. And they're like, oh, I can see the green coffee bean. And I said, no, I literally have an email from corporate that says it is not in there. Like, third-party testing has found there is no cup of coffee. Y'all, it is non-existent. You are not stimulating the adrenal glands with Slim. You are with Edge, Boost, Accelerator. Those ones you are, because there's a little bit of caffeine. And the caffeine is actually what stimulates the adrenal glands. And the adrenal glands are what fire off adrenaline. And adrenaline is energy. Okay.
Very interesting. I like that. I like that.
Yes.
But I do like how you say it's supportive of what our body is already doing. I really like how you worded that. That was great.
Okay, Teresa, you have your hand
Does
raised.
anybody?
Did you have a question?
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
Hey, hold on 1 second. Let me get back to you. What would cause the bloating? I missed out on all that.
The bloating with ProBio or with the Slim, the new Slim?
Probiotic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Is it something that maybe I'm doing?
Yeah, so
Doing
it'll
different?
really depend. It'll depend on how many you're taking. It'll depend on your body and what you're going through. But essentially, we have a couple of components of ProBio that are creating some sort of, it's called die-off. So I want you to look into something called Herxheimer's reaction.
Herxheimer?
Herxheimer's, yes, Herx. Oh, I'm not going to.
Yeah, I've heard before. Yeah.
And so really what this is when your body senses a toxin, it wants to protect you, okay? Most of the time, your liver is like, whoa, we don't like this. Let's just store it in some fat for now until we know what it does. We're going to go ahead and store it, okay? So most of the time, that's what happens. If they make it, though, down to your GI, so say your stomach doesn't break down like a protein big enough. This is the case for people who have gluten sensitivities, and some bloating and stuff that might happen after a meal. First of all, your first defense is chewing better. I know that's a kind of obvious one. Your second defense, though, are these enzymes. Your body does make enzymes anyway. There's a lot of pre-digestion that goes into before you actually start eating. That saliva, the bile, and all that good stuff really is starting down in there anyway. So when you get to the point where your body has not broken this stuff down and it gets to your gut, it starts to ferment. And fermentation is what causes gas. And so generally what I do for my clients, if I notice that they're still having a lot of reflux or gas, or that they do have a bowel disorder, let's say, I actually suggest taking ProBio before your meal. I want you to take it 30 minutes before your meal until you feel like you're kind of ridding the situation, because those enzymes can help break down your food a little bit better. This probiotic is multifaceted in that way. So do not pop Tums. I know a lot of people are popping Tums and Gas X and stuff like that when they're bloated. You don't need it. If you put the ProBio before your meal, it should help with some of that. If it's not, I want you to look into having some more vitamin C in the day, because if you're having 3 or 4, do you know how many ProBio do you take?
I take one, but I've been taking it in the evening.
And you notice the bloating like overnight or in the morning?
It's usually throughout the day.
Okay. So why don't you try taking the probiotic before your meals? Take it about 30 minutes before, have a drink of water, because it takes time to break down that capsule. And see if that might help, because we don't have to take the probiotic at night. I do generally recommend it at night for people who do not have digestive issues, don't get the reflux, all that other stuff, because we do sometimes get these Herxheimer's reactions, which are basically just the yeast dying off. It's basically just releasing some toxins, and it's just yucky. And so your body wants to get rid of it. And so sometimes we can have some of that bloating. There's headaches, skin conditions, you can get a little itchy. There's a lot of things that might happen, but there's also a lot that might not. So that's why I told you, look into Herxheimer's reactions. It's pretty easy to kind of subdue. If you're having pretty major die-offs, then you can discuss it further. But if you kind of check out and it looks similar to that, I would try putting ProBio before your meal. See if that helps.
Well, thank you so much. I've got a friend who has cancer, and she's having the same problem. She doesn't want to start until she finishes all of her chemo. This would be good information for her as well.
Good. BioCleanse also helps too. If you're not getting enough BioCleanse in the day, or magnesium just in your foods, I would increase a little bit of that fiber and try and encourage it to leave the body. That's
I'm
gas is fermentation.
Yeah, I'm taking 2 in the morning too.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Now I see you have your hand raised too. Do you have a question?
I guess mine kind of goes back, to the bloating. I take my ProBio and my Mega X at night, and for the last couple of nights, I've noticed like really bad stomach ache. And so last night I didn't take the ProBio, I only took the Mega X, and I didn't have the stomach ache. So I don't know if that goes back to the bloating.
How long have you been? Did you increase your ProBio 5 out? No, because you've been on that at night for a while. How many are you taking?
I just 2.
And so you haven't had that bloating for the last couple months. It just all of a sudden came on like 3 days ago or so.
Right. Yes. Correct.
I mean, there's a lot that goes into bloating, y'all. And if it is relating to die-off, what I want you to know is that you can go through stages of die-off. So you may have been on the products for a couple months and you're like, I feel good to go. This is the best ever. And then all of a sudden you hit this wall because you go through stages, because we did not get here overnight. Most of us, this was, a 10-year battle or a whatever. Maybe it's your full life battle. So it takes time to undo, and it happens in stages as your body handles it. What this kind of sounds like is maybe you ate something different or did something different. Maybe you're stressed out. Maybe it's a different time in your cycle. I would just kind of pay attention to things that you're doing or eating, drinking, that kind of stuff. See if something like that relates. I wouldn't necessarily completely back off the ProBio. You can maybe adjust it like she was and maybe putting it before the meal. If you feel like, hey, dinner was kind of a little bit too much, have it before your meal, and that's fine. These products are not meant to take like a specific time of day. The biggest thing is that we get them in consistently and that we get them in the day, period. So if it means that you have to take BioCleanse and ProBio together, I'd rather you do that than not at all.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Does anybody else have any other
with
questions?
this new Slim, is it still, oh, I was going to ask something. So with this new Slim, like it can still be taken anytime during the day. Is it more effective at a certain time of the day? Does it need to be separated from the probiotic? I mean, I know they're companions, but like, or it really just doesn't matter?
I mean, I'm not hearing anything that's contradicted it for anything. So if I hear something, I'll let you guys know. But as far as I like to advise, I like to have it empty stomach and at least 30 minutes from a meal. So if you want to have it before breakfast, before lunch, whatever that means to you, because I have a lot of people that work like a different night shift and stuff, but whatever breakfast looks like, whatever lunch looks like for you, that's fine. With the clinical studies, they actually found that it was 2 Slims in the day that were giving people more of the weight loss. So the way I've started advising is, because people really want to see some results in those first 30 days, for people who can afford it, I'm saying I suggest that you take 2 to get you jump started. So those first 30 days, I want to see some results for you. Let's just get a jump on this. And so I suggest they take 2 a day. So the first one comes first thing in the morning before they brush their teeth, whatever, sometime there. And the second one can be any other time of day as long as you have an empty stomach. The empty stomach is because we want the best absorption. We want it to do the most job. Done, and then keep it spaced from just your food like that, just for the sake of getting it going. If you can't, you can't. Like I said, consistency and getting it in the day is the most important. So I think that's the biggest.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Very good.
Nicole, I think you had your hand raised. Lost her though. Did you have anything, girl?
Okay. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Gotcha.
Okay. You were talking about the caffeine bit of it in the Slim. I just was talking to my stepmom yesterday, and she was really concerned about the caffeine with the is it green tea extract. Is that right? I'm still not 100%.
Yeah, it's green coffee bean extract. Yeah.
Green coffee bean. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
She was just worried about it being too much of a stimulant. And I know it's very small, but what is the difference between that and like roasted coffee bean? I mean, how do I explain that?
Okay, so basically what you want to tell her is that the green coffee bean is taken earlier than the regular bean that people are used to. So it is nowhere near the same stuff. It's different antioxidants, different potency. It's like eating a banana before it's ripe. It tastes totally different when you get it in the green phase, which P.S., that has a lot of prebiotics in it, FYI. So if you want some good starches that have good things for you, eat an unripe banana. But anyway, but so really what I tell people is that it's a different phase of the bean. We cannot compare apples to apples. It's just not the same. When they go through and they combine these ingredients in their proprietary forms and all that good stuff, it's literally been proven that there is 0 left for you to be concerned about. If she's concerned, I would say try a half a sample, try a half a stick, see how that goes. Okay. There is not going to be an effect. I have people on blood pressure medication. I've got all sorts of things, but I'm going to say ease into it so she feels comfortable, because she has to be able to trust it and take it. If she doesn't take it, it doesn't work by osmosis, right?
Right. That'd be nice.
Yes, it would. And I would have a whole lot more customers back on board.
Sure.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, Julianne.
Hey, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
So I have someone who loves the old Slim a lot, and she will not take the probiotic because she said it upsets her stomach. Okay, whatever. Should she be worried about the prebiotic?
No.
Okay.
No. So prebiotics should not give die-off. If there's any die-off from Slim, it may be coming from the stevia and the Lohan. They have their plants. Plants have something called, it's like anyway, it's like basically it's something to protect them from people from eating them. And so they can give off a little bit of that. So you might sense a little bit of detox from Slim alone. That may be bloating, it may be a little headache, it may be a little bit of dry mouth kind of a thing. Generally, it's like, make sure you're drinking water, make sure you're eating food, all the normal things that we encourage for a healthy lifestyle. So should be okay. And like I said with her, try with a half a stick first, Welcome.
Okay, very cool. So y'all, this is like so exciting. I mean, it really, really is so exciting. Julianne said that it like gives us a new reason to reach out to all of our contacts, all of our warm market. So really use this as a chance to reinvigorate your business. I mean, it's a very exciting thing to be able to reach out to people that have dropped off, customers that have stopped taking it, maybe customers that didn't like the taste. I mean, I had customers that complained about the clumps. I'm going to reach out about them and say, guess what? We got a clump-free formula now. So really using all this goodness that Erin talked about to help motivate and invigorate our business is, I mean, it's a very exciting thing that we have now to be able to talk about. So you want to add to that, Terry Jo?
Yeah, you know what, y'all? Okay, the first way that you need to go is you need to lead strong. We need to lead strong. Get your action pack ordered. This is a huge opportunity that Plexus gave us ambassadors to be able to have these products for 3 weeks or so before our customers. This is special. Do not miss out on this opportunity. If you did not register for the Big Reveal and you have not been able to get your email or whatever, it's still coming. They have 75,000 ambassadors, remember, that signed up for that Big Reveal. The texts are still coming out. So if you have not gotten yours yet, it's coming if you've already registered. If you've not registered, you can go to plexusbigreveal.com and you can register now for this so you too can get the new Slim before our customers get it the end of May or June or whenever that's coming. Do not miss out on this opportunity to have that and be able to talk about it. Lead by example. We have this amazing opportunity to test it ourselves for 3 weeks or so before our customers. Ambassadors only opportunity. So this is a huge, huge way. So y'all set some Slim goals. So I'm going to share my Slim with others. I'm going to share my Slim with others, right? I'm not going to give away 2 bags. Don't get me wrong, because I find out there is value in my Slim. So I'm not going to just hand them out all over the street because there is a 60-day money-back guarantee. There is an opportunity for them to be able to get this on their own. I don't feel like I need to hand them out to every single person. But set some goals with that. Use this for new customers. Reach out to anyone, like Jenny said, who didn't like the clumping before, who didn't like the taste before. These opportunities to reach out to people are huge. So start off with following up with at least 3 of your existing customers. Right now, today, tomorrow, 24 hours, start by following up with 3 of your existing customers and 3 ambassadors on your team and reaching out to them about this opportunity for them to get the new Slim. If you haven't done it yet, y'all are on this call because you're go-getters, you want to learn more. Your team may be quiet wholesale ambassadors and they don't know about it because they're not on Facebook and they're not on the team pages enough. So reach out to your team and let them know about the new Slim. That's a huge way to get started. What do you think, Jenny?
Absolutely. Also, take your Slim everywhere with you. Like, be a walking billboard of this new Slim. I was at a volleyball tournament all weekend, so I wasn't able to go to the Big Reveal. I was very sad, but it was a very important volleyball tournament for my daughter's team. And just posting about it, I had the other parents asking me about it. What's the Big Reveal? So what's going on with Slim? I didn't even have to say anything about it, but just posting about it and sharing about it, they were coming to me and asking me about it. So make sure y'all are sharing about it because it's exciting. This whole month of May, we really need to build the excitement and the anticipation of this amazing Slim. I mean, we really need to be building it on our Facebook and carrying it around with us and our new fancy water bottle that you get in your action pack and just be talking about it a lot. Like, let's use May to really build the anticipation of this new Slim because it really can jumpstart your business or take it like get the momentum going, because people, I mean, I have people, what's going on? So what's going on with that I haven't talked to, ambassadors, white lines that I haven't talked to in a while that are curious about the new Slim, or that weren't seeing whatever results on the old Slim and want to give the new Slim a try. So it's something worth talking about. We need to make sure to talk and share about it consistently. For sure. And like Erin said, there are tools in the back office. All of the information not all of the information that Erin said, because she digs really deep and gives a lot of research and clinical studies, but there's information that you need to know in the back office, a lot of shareables. So if you have a question about it, you can go to your back office. And I mean, it really is cool. Terry Jo and I were looking at all the information today, and there's a ton of information back there. So it's under shareables in your back office. So definitely take a look at that and get familiar with it. We don't have to know everything, but know enough. So, and then if somebody asks you a question that you don't know, go, I don't know. This is Julian's favorite. I don't know, but I'll find out for you. She loves to say that. So anyway, but kind of familiarize yourself with this amazing new product. And don't get your action packs ordered. Seriously, get them ordered. When you get that email, jump on it. I mean, it's important for your business, and it's delicious. So there, you should do it just for that.
And I feel great on it already. I mean, y'all, I can't wait for everybody to get it once you have it. My action pack arrives tomorrow, so I'm super, super excited about that. But y'all, okay, so you, like Julianne was saying earlier, use this, go to your list of who you reached out to. If you've been with us a year or 2 years, 6 months, 2 months, and anybody that you reached out to before, this is that opportunity to be like, hey, okay, so maybe you've seen my excitement on Facebook and my posting a little bit about our new Slim. I love it, or I can't wait to start it. I just ordered it. Oh my gosh, I think you would love this. You know, there's a risk-free, again, this Slim is going to be risk-free for 60 days. Even if someone has returned the original Slim, this Slim is risk-free, right? Y'all, there is no reason people shouldn't be trying this, because it's amazing. So reach back out to everybody. It's like you're able to just kind of start over. You've got something huge to share. Don't miss this opportunity. We always say posting on Facebook is super, super important. And Jenny and I are huge believers that if you've got social media and you're not using it, it's crazy, because it is a way to constantly let people know you're using it. When you stop posting on Facebook, or if you have been, people all of a sudden think you quit, and they're going to think of somebody else when they want to go reach their goals. If you're not posting, they're going to go to somebody else. So just keep that in mind. So posting is super, super important. But y'all, some people aren't seeing your posts. 7% of our Facebook friends see your post. So you need to keep going out, and you've got to send those private reach out messages. You've got to jump out of your comfort zone and share your excitement and how thrilled you are about this new product or improved product, the upgraded version, like Erin said, and be able to share that with everyone.
I like that.
Upgrade.
Yeah.
I love thinking of it like the iPhone. That was a great.
That's great.
That was great.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, just like when we have promotions from corporate, we tell the world, we reach out. It's a way to reach out. This is just another way to reach out. So super important, y'all. Super important to be sharing about this.
Yes. Do you have any questions or thoughts or?
I don't have a question, but I want to thank Erin for being on, because I also geek out about this kind of stuff, and I was soaking everything up that you were saying, and I love the flower analogy that totally painted the picture in my head, and now I get it. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I'm ordering my action pack Jack tonight.
You definitely have a way with words. You make it really easy to understand, because even me reading this, it's very simple or whatever, but I'm still like, wah, wah, wah. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. I love the pretty, I'm not green at all. I'm just not. But you do make it very easy to understand. and we so appreciate you coming on. I mean, we both squealed when you said yes, because it was like, hey, oh my God, this is last minute. Let's reach out and see if she can come on, because it would be amazing. And so I'm so glad it worked. Thank you so much for your time.
It's my pleasure. And you know what? Honestly, I just started digging into this. So I was a little like, oh gosh, but it did force me to find some new facts. And I am that nerd who loves it. I'm so glad there's other nerds on here with me. I am a blue nerd. So I'm like the nerdy Smurf, I guess, because there's not a whole lot else that I have beyond that. Now you have even more of a visual.
I love it. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
You know what though, y'all, analogies really help when you're explaining it to people, because a lot of people are not in that way, but people can picture their flowers. And honest to God, I've actually had people, because the other analogy I use is when you're at the beach, how ProBio, I'm like, it stirs it up. Just like when your feet are at the beach and the water gets all muddy and stuff, that's how ProBio goes in. And then what happens if you stand still? The sand settles. So I'm like, that's what ProBio is like without BioCleanse. So we got to get BioCleanse to get it out. So people like that because they can see it. I literally had someone go on vacation and they were like, when you told me that beach analogy and I went to the beach, like that was the very first thing that came in my head. So that's why I like to use analogies, because people relate to that picture, to that story. And that's really what helps them connect the puzzle pieces, where they get it, where they want to work through it. And like, yeah, I want to clean that up. Or it's like cleaning your toilet without flushing it, right? A lot of people use that one. Lots. I got them all day.
Yeah. Like gut health for kindergartners, you know?
Yes.
I love it.
Hey, wait, I should write a book. Stop the presses.
Yes.
I'm writing a book.
Yes. Exactly. Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you are awesome. You are awesome. Thank you so much. And if nobody has any other questions, we will let y'all go for tonight. And y'all go out and share this wonderful product. Share it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's so exciting.
Absolutely. Hey, y'all, another thing, too, we kind of forgot to talk about is a lot of people now are doing a new Slim launch party. And it is a great idea. If you get your action pack in and you want to just throw together a quick 1.5 hour event in your house, you don't have to present any information. Just make it, buy some pink balloons, I don't know, and then just make some Plexus pink drink for people to try, just to say, hey, come on over and try the new Slim. And not one packet per person, y'all. Like, make a picture and like 2 packets a picture or something, and you can share it and just create that excitement. If you only have 2 people come, it's okay, because you made and build the belief on Facebook how big of a deal it was. So if that's something you want to do, reach out and we could definitely tell you or give you some tips on how to just do a 1.5 hour event at your house, where you just say, open house, come by and try the new Slim, or if you want to do a Facebook launch party. Those are other great ways to introduce the new Slim and information. So there are things that you can do besides posting and reaching out. And if you need help with that, please reach out and we'd love to give you guidance on that too. But I think that having an open house and 1.5 hours swing by, I wish I would have thought of that Monday.
I got mine on Monday. That's what I'm doing on Thursday. I said, P.S. everybody come over on Thursday. So I'm inviting my whole team, all my customers, like everyone I know. I've been messaging like a mad woman.
Yes.
But it's super easy, you guys. 2 lines. Hey, guess what? I'm super excited to share this with you. So I just want to have a sneak peek party. I said, this is the first chance. It's not even open to the public yet. So.
Oh, I love it. That's great. That's perfect.
Perfect.
Awesome. It's a great idea. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Teresa?
Who do we reach out to if I want to have a party at my house, which I am going to have on the 26th?
Oh, good.
Who could I talk to? I'm having 12, 13, 16 women at my house on the 26th.
That is fabulous. Teresa, who are you under? Who's your sponsor?
Donna Jones.
Okay.
She's my daughter-in-law.
Yes, I'm sure Donna and Mindy, they can give you all those directions and help you with that. Or do they know you're having the party on the 26th, right?
No.
Oh.
I'm no, not yet.
Well, they need to now.
But I'm going to invite Donna to come.
I hope
that'd be great. Yeah.
That is amazing.
I'm excited about it. But listen, I have my friend here.
Hi.
That's Patsy.
Hello. Unexpected. I didn't know I was going to be talking to you.
But she's the one who has cancer.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
She's my friend. Oh, hey, she's God blessed. I mean, God has blessed her.
I'm going to be okay.
It's going to be,
I'm going to be okay.
But y'all were talking earlier. I was talking about my bloating, but she has bloating and gas. Sorry.
Serious.
And, and she's taking a probiotic. Could you? Donna and I have talked to her about taking the Plexus, but she's afraid to take the Plexus along with what she's doing now.
Well, I'm not supposed to concentrate on all while I'm on this cancer treatment. I'm taking chemotherapy, and they don't want me to lose any weight, and I think that's one of the big things about Plexus. So I'm hesitant to start it right now.
Erin, you want to take that?
Sure. So first off, we never want to go against what your doctors are advising, because I don't know your medical history. I'm not going to tell you to do anything different. What I am going to tell you, though, is to do your due diligence and be an advocate for yourself, because I have a lot of friends who have gone through a journey in this way, who have found benefits in having...
We can't hear you.
We can't hear. We can't hear right now.
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
Uh-oh. I don't know. I'm as loud as I could go.
I don't know what happened.
We can't hear you.
Okay. Maybe they can catch you on the replay.
Well, anyway, we can't hear you. Are you local?
I'm in Dallas. Yeah.
Keep talking. I will wait.
Can you hear me?
Okay.
Are you?
Donna just said keep talking and she will relay the message.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So if you keep talking, then tell Teresa what's going on.
Okay. So basically, obviously you have to do what your doctors advise, who the people that you trust, because I do not know your medical history. So I won't advise you to go against them. But there are people who have found relief and more benefits from having gut health as a component of their healing process. I don't know what phase of chemo you're into and all that good stuff. So I would encourage you to be your own advocate, to do some research or have somebody help you do the research so that you can find what's best for your treatment in supporting your body's healing. I'm going to leave it at that. I would not worry about the weight loss. Plexus does not encourage weight loss unless your body has weight to lose. And so if you are going through something and fighting it, yeah, well, but if your body's fighting something, it's going to focus on fighting the illness, the battle first, before it's going to say, sure, we're going to go ahead and let go of this fat. So because fat is made to protect you.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Your probiotic, you need to be taking your probiotic after the meal or before the meal.
Well, like I said, I would have her look into it so that you can make sure you're getting the best advice for your treatment plan, because I'm not aware of that. In general, though, if you're having some bloating after your meals, having this probiotic, because it has enzymes in it, is going to be more beneficial than popping Tums or popping some other things like that, because those can actually, let's say, mow down the flowers in your GI tract. And we want to make the flowers big and beautiful.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
That's good.
All right. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Okay. So, Donna, Robin is coming in on Thursday, so I will be talking to her about Plexus, and Patsy's already said that she would become an ambassador. So, I really appreciate y'all tonight.
Absolutely.
Anyway. Okay. Well, Donna, you're invited to the party on the 26th. At my house.
I love it.
Else who wants to come.
Oh, I love it. She wants to party. She wants to party. I love it. Good for you, Teresa. Good for you. I love it. Okay. Well, if everyone is good, then we will let Erin go. Thank you so much, Erin. And thanks for everyone for joining in and listening to this goodness tonight.